story a day for early readers. Book 2.
Story 1. Getting a Pet. Jan loves animals. He wants a pet. There is only one problem. His family lives in a very small apartment. He begs his parents to let him have a puppy. But his father says, "A puppy is small, but puppies grow into big dogs. We have no space for a dog." So, Jan asks for a kitten. His mom looks at her son. She wants him to have a pet, but the apartment is so small. "We cannot get a kitten either," she says. "Kittens become cats, and cats are big." Jan is sad, but he understands. Then, one day, he comes home from school and sees something on his table. It's a bowl filled with water. Inside is a pretty little goldfish. It is swimming around and around. Jan laughs with joy. Now, Jan has a pet. He calls his goldfish Goldie. Goldie is his very best friend.
Story 2. Running a Race. Every year we have a race at school to see who can run the fastest. And every year my friend Jim wins. This year I decided to work very hard to beat Jim. I trained very hard and ran every day. Finally, the day of the race came. Everyone got ready at the start line. Then the gun went off with a bang. I was in the lead, but I could tell Jim was catching up fast. Soon we were running together. It was the last turn before the finish line. We ran side by side. It was fun. We did not care who won anymore. We could always share the prize. We were having so much fun that we did not notice that another boy had passed us both. Ron zipped by at the very last second. In the end, Jim and I shared second place.
Book 2. Story 3. A Simple Man. Mahatma Gandhi was a simple man who did great things. He led his country to independence, and the way he did it was amazing. He did not believe in violence. He did not believe in fighting or in wars. He believed in talking things out. The Indian people agreed with him. In 1947, India became a free country. Gandhi lived a poor life by choice. He was a well-educated lawyer. He earned a good salary. But he saw the poor people around him and decided to help them. He learned how to live in the simplest way possible and still be healthy. He ate mostly fruit, goat's milk, and olive oil. He wore only a simple rag as clothing. But people followed him. They could see that he was honest. Gandhi spoke his native language. He also learned English. But he spoke English with an Irish accent. Why? His first English teacher was Irish.
Story 4. A Little Good Luck. An old lady lives on our street. She is very rich. One day, I saw her bending down, trying to pick something up off the ground. She was having a hard time. So I came over and asked if I could help. She told me there was a penny on the ground. I wondered why a rich lady was worried about a penny. "Oh, I don't need it," she said, "but it is good luck to find a penny." I gave her the penny and walked away. Just then, the old lady called me back. She put the coin in my shirt pocket and said, "It will bring you extra good luck because you helped me." At home, I pulled out the coin. I was surprised. She hadn't given me the penny. She had given me a dollar coin.
Story 5. The Sky is Falling. Chicken was resting under a tree when a nut fell and hit her on the head. She jumped up and yelled, "The sky is falling! The sky is falling!" She started to run. "I must tell the king," she cried. "There is surely danger here." On the way, Chicken met Duck. "The sky is falling," she cried. "How do you know?" asked Duck. "I saw it. A piece of it hit me on the head." And so the two set off to warn the king. They met Rabbit and Turtle on the way. Chicken cried, "The sky is falling." She said that she had seen it with her own eyes. Rabbit and Turtle were scared too, so they joined the race to warn the king. Then Fox showed up. "What is the matter?" he asked. When he heard the answer, he smiled and said, "You will never find the king unless I show you the way. Follow me." The animals followed Fox into his home. All of a sudden, he locked the door and ate them all up.
Story 6. Get some air. You do it all the time. If you stopped doing it, you would be in trouble. What is it? It's breathing. Everyone needs air. We breathe without even thinking about it. It's automatic. But how do we do it? Well, put your hand on your chest. Take a deep breath of air. Do you feel your chest getting bigger? Now let the air out. Feel how small it gets? Inside your chest are two large sacs. They're like big balloons. They are your lungs. When you breathe in, your lungs fill up with air. Breathe out, and the air goes out too. Most people take 22,000 breaths of air each day. Your lungs work really hard. That's why you should take good care of your lungs. Do not smoke. Get exercise and breathe deeply. One more thing. When you yawn, it means you're not getting enough air. Your lungs are telling you to take another big breath.
Story 7. The Barber Shop. Jimmy is crying. He doesn't want to get his hair cut. He is afraid. It is his first time going to a barber. He does not like the sounds in a barber shop. There are many strange smells, too. Mr. Howard, the barber, smiles. "Hello, Jimmy," he says. "So, this is your first haircut. I will take good care of you." He begins to cut. Jimmy closes his eyes. "Please don't cut my ear," he cries. As he works, the barber talks to Jimmy. Do you know that people who have red hair like you have only 90,000 hairs on their head? People who have black hair have more than 110,000 hairs. That is interesting, thinks Jimmy. The average hair lives about 5.5 years, and we lose about 100 hairs a day, says Mr. Howard. Jimmy likes the barber. In no time at all, the barber says, "You can open your eyes now." Jimmy cannot believe it. It didn't hurt. It was fun. And he learned something interesting about hair.
Story 8. The same, but different. Becky and Sherry are twins. Becky loves dresses. Her sister Sherry loves sports. One day, their mother said to them, "Let's buy some new clothes for you." So they went to the store together. Their mother chose some very nice dresses for them. Becky was happy, but Sherry was not. "How can I play baseball in this?" she asked. Sherry looked at a boy who was trying on a pair of shorts. Sherry's mom saw this. "Well," she said, "would you like some shorts instead?" Sherry was very happy. "That would be great," she said. "All right, I will buy a dress for Becky and shorts for Sherry," Mom said. "Sometimes I forget that although you two look the same, it doesn't mean you are the same," laughed their mother.
Story 9. Gift of Hope. My mom always gives money to charities. We get more and more calls to our home. Letters are sent to Mom, all of them with good reasons to ask for donations. But Mom does not have enough money to meet all her urges to give. She has to consider her choices carefully. One day, Mom received a letter with the title Gift of Hope. The letter said, "It's not money, it's hope. It's the gift of hope for families in poor countries." Mom continued reading the letter. With $19, you can give 3 hens to a family. The hens will lay eggs, which the family can then sell. With this money, the family can pay for their basic needs. Mom smiled as she read. She made a plan to save money and send to this charity regularly.
Story 10. Panic. It's always fun to learn about words. Sometimes, if we know where a word comes from, it is easier to understand its meaning. Take the word panic, for example. This popular English word comes from the Greek language. Many English words are based on this ancient language. Pan was the Greek god of shepherds. He was half man, half animal. He liked to hunt and play music. He liked to walk through the woods playing his special flute. He often frightened people with his strange appearance. When people met him, they were so fearful that they did not know what to do. They were in a panic. This is the origin of the word panic. A person in a panic is frightened and confused. Often, people in a panic do foolish things.
Story 11. Living Things. A flower is a living thing. A tree is a living thing. Grass is a living thing too. You are a living thing. I am a living thing. Bees, birds, dogs, and cats, these are all living things. What is a living thing? It is something that is alive. It starts out small, but it grows big and strong. The world is filled with many living things. All living things need food and water to grow. Think about yourself. When you are hungry, you need to eat. When a tree is hungry, it needs to eat too. You eat fruit and vegetables. You eat meat and fish. But a tree gets its food from things in the ground. You drink water when you are thirsty. A flower drinks water too. A tree gets its water from the ground. Take a look at all living things. We are the same, but we are all different too.
Story 12. Proud of my past. My name is Leo. My family is from the Ojibwe tribe. At first, I didn't think this was special. But that was before I learned how interesting my people are. We lived in North America long before anyone else. Some people think we might have come from Asia thousands of years ago. In those days, my people lived off the land. We never did anything that would cause pollution. We respected the earth. We respected each other. We never wasted anything either. The water, the trees, and the land were very special to us. Today, the whole world thinks about these things, but we have always been like this. I am proud of the history of the native people. I am also proud to be a Canadian.
Story 13. Don't cry, Mom. One day, when I walked into the kitchen, I saw my mom crying. Mommy, what happened? Why are you sad? I asked. Mom smiled at me. I have tears in my eyes, she said, but I am not sad. I am cutting onions, as you can see, Mom said. Onions have a strong chemical that hurts our eyes. But don't worry, our body is amazing. It senses the danger of this chemical and sends tears to our eyes to get rid of it. Tears protect our eyes from danger. That is interesting. I learned something else too. All animals cry to protect their eyes. But humans are the only animals that cry when they are sad. I love learning about my body. It all seems to work perfectly. The more I learn about it, the more amazed I am.
Story 14. A day to say, I like you. Every year, on February 14th, people around the world say, I like you, in a special way. They send or give a card to a person they really like. The day is called Valentine's Day. It is very popular in the United States, Canada, and England. In many schools, kids spend part of the Valentine's Day making cards. They give them to friends, teachers, and special people. No one knows for sure why this special day began. It takes its name from a Christian saint called Saint Valentine, but not much is known about him. It's always a good thing to stop and tell someone how much you like them on any day of the year. But it's kind of nice to know that on February 14th, millions of people are doing the same thing you are.
Story 15. Getting Eyeglasses. Little Freddie was having trouble in school. His mom was worried. So she took Freddie to see a doctor. Dr. Adams gave him an eye test. He told Freddie that he did not see as well as the other kids. "Your eyes are weak," said Dr. Adams. "You have trouble seeing what the teacher writes on the board. That's why you need to get eyeglasses." "Oh, no!" Freddie cried. "I don't want to wear glasses. The kids will make fun of me." His mom said, "Don't you want to do better in school?" The doctor said, "You have a problem with your eyesight. Wearing glasses will help prevent it from getting worse. Some people can even go blind if they don't take care of this problem. I'm sure your friends will understand." That night, Freddie decided that it was better to wear glasses than to grow up and become blind.
Story 16. Help the Whales. Whales are big animals, really big. Some whales are bigger than elephants. One kind of whale is actually the biggest animal in the world. Whales swim in water. Fish swim in water too, but whales are not fish. Fish can breathe underwater, but whales have to come up to the surface of the water to breathe. Whales can talk to each other. They have a special language. People cannot understand whale talk, but whales understand each other. Today, people are trying to help the whales. There are not many places left in the world where whales can live safely. The oceans are dirty. There are many bad things in the oceans. Whales are getting sick. That's why people are helping them. What can you do to help the whales? Tell people how special whales are. Tell people not to put garbage in the oceans.
Story 17. A Visit with Dr. Mom. Emmy dropped her teddy bear in the yard. "Oh, his leg is broken," cried Emmy. "I think you need a doctor," Emmy told him. The teddy bear seemed scared. He stared at Emmy. "Don't worry," Emmy said. "I'll take you to Dr. Mom. It won't hurt a bit." Emmy told the teddy bear what would happen. "First, we'll go inside. Then, we'll read stories while we wait for Dr. Mom to see us. When Dr. Mom is ready, she'll look at your leg and fix it." Emmy told him that she would hold his hand. He wasn't scared anymore. So, Emmy carried her teddy bear inside. Then she read him a story. Finally, Dr. Mom was ready to see them. She fixed the teddy bear's leg and said, "He's as good as new now." Emmy gave her teddy bear a big hug. He was brave while Dr. Mom fixed his leg.
Story 18. A Star for My Birthday. It was my birthday. My whole family went horseback riding. It's easy for us because we live on a farm in the countryside. That night, we sat around a campfire and looked at the stars. My mother brought out a cake with a candle on it. "Make a wish," she said. I wished for my own horse. Just as I blew out the candle, a bright light filled the sky. It was a shooting star. It soared across the sky. My mom said a shooting star is a very small rock. It moves so fast that it makes the air around it catch fire. I'm sure she's right, but I think it's a sign that my wish will come true. And if it does, I think I'll name my horse Star.
Story 19. Is my sister a foreigner? Erin lives with her parents in Canada. Both of her parents are Chinese. But Erin was born in Canada. Her friends in kindergarten are different colors. One day, Mom said to her, "Erin, you will have a baby sister very soon." Erin was very happy. She thought for a little while, then asked, "Mom, is my sister going to be Chinese or a foreigner? Will her eyes be black or blue? And what about her hair? What color will it be? Will it be black or brown?" Mom laughed. "Your dad and mom are Chinese, so you will have a baby sister just like you." Erin smiled. She walked away, thinking of all the fun she was going to have with her new baby sister.
Story 20. Tomorrow. There once was a man who was very lazy. Every day, a farmer would tell the man, "If you help me bring in my crops, I will give you food." But the lazy man would always answer, "Maybe tomorrow." The summer turned to winter. One day, the lazy man did not have any food left. So he went to the farmer and knocked on his door. He asked, "Can I work for some food today?" The farmer said, "I'm sorry, there's no more work to be done." The man walked away. He sat by the side of the road. He was really hungry. Later, the farmer came up to him and said, "If you help me cut wood, I'll give you some food." Then the farmer smiled and said, "Or would you like to wait until tomorrow?" The man jumped up and started to work immediately.
Story 21. Friends. One day, Turtle lost his footing and rolled down a river bank. He landed belly up on his shell. The river bank was very muddy, and Turtle was stuck. "Help! Help!" called Turtle. Cat came strolling by. "What's wrong?" asked the cat. "I'm stuck. Can you roll me over?" asked Turtle. Cat pushed Turtle over onto his belly. Turtle swam away and said, "Thanks, Cat. I'll remember this." Not long after, Cat was chasing a squirrel on a tree. Snap! The tree branch cracked and fell. Cat landed on a large rock in the middle of the river. "Help! Help!" called Cat. Turtle came swimming by. "What's wrong?" asked Turtle. "I can't swim. Can you carry me to land?" asked Cat. "Sure," said Turtle. "Climb onto my back." Cat rode to safety on the back of her new friend, Turtle.
Story 22. A Morning Surprise. There are many kinds of hair. There is long hair and short hair. There is straight hair and curly hair. Some people have black or brown hair. Other people have red or blonde hair. Some people lose their hair when they get old. Other people's hair turns gray. It usually takes many years for a person's hair to turn gray. But something strange happened to my father. His hair was black when he went to bed. By morning, it had turned completely gray. Why? Dad had been feeling very stressed lately. He had lost his job. He was worried about his family. He was worried about paying the bills. He was worried about feeding us. He was worrying all the time. The doctor said that what happened to my dad does not happen often, but it does happen. Worry and stress are very bad. They can turn hair gray overnight.
Story 23. Mr. Slow and Mr. Fast. Mr. Slow and Mr. Fast are friends, but they are not the same. Mr. Slow always takes his time. He talks slowly, he walks slowly. He even takes a long time to eat. Mr. Slow is really slow. Mr. Fast is the opposite. He is always in a hurry. He talks fast, he walks fast, he even rushes when he eats. Mr. Fast is really fast. One day, the two men went to a restaurant. As usual, Mr. Fast ordered his food right away. Mr. Slow took a long time to decide what he wanted. Mr. Fast finished eating before Mr. Slow even got his meal. Still, Mr. Fast waited for his friend. "Take your time," he said quickly. "You are slow like a turtle. I am fast like a rabbit. But I can wait because you are my friend."
Story 24. Never Too Old to Travel. My grandma was coming for a visit on her birthday. What was so special about that? Grandma was turning 100 years old, but even more amazing, she was traveling by airplane. Mom says flying is not easy. What if Grandma got lost at the airport? What if she got sick on the plane? Many things could go wrong. We were nervous. We went to the airport early. Then we saw her. Grandma was with the pilot. He was smiling. Grandma waved. I ran to give her a hug. The pilot said, "When I heard she was coming to celebrate her 100th birthday, I knew how lucky I was. She is the oldest passenger I have ever had fly on my plane." I gave Grandma a big kiss. She smiled and said, "On my 101st birthday, maybe I will dive in the ocean." We all laughed. Grandma is not afraid of anything.
Story 25. How We Got Night and Day. Long ago, the world was new. It was fresh and clean. Everyone agreed on everything. Then the animals began to argue. Some of them wanted it to be night all the time. Others wanted it to be day all the time. They asked Bear to make the decision for them. Bear liked the night. "Let's have night all the time," he said. But Squirrel jumped up and said, "Look at Raccoon. See the rings on his tail? One is dark, then light, then dark again. The number of dark rings is the same as the number of light rings. I say we have equal parts of night and day." The animals were impressed. They saw the wisdom in this, and that is how we came to have day and night.
Story 26. A Big Cat. The average cat weighs about 5 or 6 kilograms, and most cats like to catch mice. But there is one cat who doesn't bother with mice. His name is Hercules. You see, Hercules weighs over 400 kilograms. He is 2 meters tall and 3 meters long. He prefers to eat much bigger things than mice. He is the biggest cat in the world. Hercules was born in a zoo. His father was a lion, and his mother was a tiger. He is called a liger. You would think that something so big must not be able to move very fast. How can he? But Hercules can run at 90 kilometers per hour, and he needs this exercise because he eats 100 pounds of food for every meal. That would be a lot of mice. Story 28. Reading to the Grandchildren. Mr. Than is 70 years old. He lives in a village in Vietnam. He worked hard all his life as a rice farmer, but now he is retired. He spends his days enjoying his old age. There is one thing you should know about Mr. Than. Mr. Than never went to school. When he was a boy, he had to go to work. Now Mr. Than has a dream. He wants to learn to read. He wants to read to his grandchildren. Last year, a new teacher came to the school in his village. The teacher opened a night class to teach adults to read. Of course, Mr. Than signed up right away. Now he goes to school 2 nights a week. It is not easy, but already he can read more than 500 words. Mr. Than is dreaming about the day he will be able to read to his grandchildren. It makes him very happy to think about it.